Hello viewers, Tuesday, August 22nd, 11:48 a.m. Today we are going to do tutorial 5, drivers. The 5th tutorial will introduce you to driver commands using turntables, changing junction switches, and switching drivers between trains. Tutorial 5 Introduction. This tutorial will introduce operations, industries, and driver orders. You will learn how trains operate, particularly how they interact with other trains and rolling stock. To start, check to see what your task is today by bringing up the waybill. When you have finished with the waybill, close it in this window to continue the tutorial. Waybill. 25 units of logs required at JB's lumbering plant. We're gonna do DCC mode. Turntables. A turntable is a device employed at some railroad facilities to turn a locomotive or other rolling stock around, or to enable them to move to one of several radically arranged railroad tracks. Before pulling away, you will need to rotate the turntable to align the track, otherwise you will derail the train. This is most easily done from the external view or free roaming view. Rotate the turntable by moving the mouse cursor over the turntable. 2 arrows will appear. When clicked, will rotate the table. One in a clockwise direction, the other will rotate the turntable counterclockwise. Click the left mouse button on one of the arrows to activate the turntable in the desired direction. The arrow will turn green to indicate that the turntable is active. Once it has been rotated, drive the locomotive carefully onto the turntable, stop the train, and rotate the turntable to bring the locomotive into line with the siding. Drive the locomotive off the turntable and onto the siding. Well done. You successfully negotiated the turntable. You have a green light to proceed. Keep your locomotive moving slowly forward until you pass the junction labeled Tie Plant 1 and then bring it to a stop. The on-screen help button, located in the drop-down game menu, on the left of your screen, will turn the junction names on or off and show junction alignments with arrows. Okay. You are going to couple this locomotive to a consist of empty log wagons and complete a waybill that has arrived from the lumber mill, requesting more logs for processing. First, we need to change the junction levers so that when you back up the train, you'll be headed towards the consist. The junctions are labeled tie plant 1 and tie plant main. Move your mouse cursor over one of the junction levers. If you have the on-screen help turned off, a set of red and green arrows will appear as you move the mouse cursor over the lever. If it's turned on, the arrows will already be visible. The green arrow indicates the direction that the track is currently aligned. Both junctions on the line that lead to the consist currently point left. These junctions need to be changed to point right. To change the direction, click anywhere on the two arrows or the circle beneath them. Change both of the junction levers now. Now back it up. Now that the arrows for both junctions point to the right, you can begin the locomotive toward the log wagons. Remember to keep your speed to a minimum when coupling to another consist. Moving at a speed greater than 5 miles an hour or 9 kilometers can cause damage or even derailment. Reverse up to the log wagon and couple your locomotive to them. Good work. Now you need to take this consist to Highland Forestry to get loaded up with logs. Open your map screen and follow the line you are on until you see the forestry on the map. While it looks like the forestry is up ahead, it is actually far below you down a sheer cliff. You will have to follow the line around before you arrive there. All junctions have been set for your right-of-way, so get your train moving. Watch your speed on the descent. Be careful to watch your speed as you descend. It is very easy for a train to rapidly pick up speed with only the smallest effort. Move slowly and watch what is going on around you. Speeding around sharp corners may cause you to derail. To get another view of the track ahead, jump into the cab view of the locomotive. Use the bracket keys to change position within the cab, the mouse wheel or page up and page down keys to zoom in and out. With these different views, you will be able to check out the line ahead for any speed signs or signal changes. emergency brake application. So far, so good. The switches have all been pre-configured to get you to the forestry, though in the future you will have to locate industries on the map and then plot routes to them yourself by way of changing junctions and obeying signals along the way. If at any time the train gets out of hand and you cannot control the speed, when in DCC mode, click the stop button and then press the A key. This will apply the handbrake similar to an emergency brake and very quickly bring the train to a stop. In cab control mode, you will need to make a small brake application by moving the brake lever to the initial position to slow down. If you are still traveling too fast, you will have to move the brake lever further into the braking range. Highland Forestry interaction. The Highland Forestry is just ahead. Reduce your speed to around 12 miles an hour or 20 kilometers now. To load up at the forestry, you'll need to stop your log wagons alongside the pallets of logs that are stacked. As logs are loaded onto the wagons, you will have to move forward to allow the empty wagons to be loaded. The weight bill calls for 25 logs, so keep loading onto your consist until you have 25. Loading complete. You've got enough logs to complete the waybill now. Next stop, it's JB's lumbering plant. Use the mini-map to see how... commodity levels and unload. You are about to arrive at JB's lumbering plant. Bring the train to a stop before the plant. Once the train is stopped, hold down the control key and right-click on the building. Select View Details. This menu will show you the commodity levels at the mill. The points have been set to take you where you must unload the logs. Similar to unloading, the train must be stationary for the logs to be unloaded, and you will have to move forward to complete the unloading of all the wagons. Proceed and deliver the logs. Here's the commodity level for JB's lumbering plant. They need logs. unloading complete. Once the unloading is complete, reverse up the line until you clear the junction labeled lumber turn points. That's the junction we passed when we entered the mill. Once you've passed the junction, throw the lever, drive forward, and stop the train on this section of track next to the mill. You will see that the pallets of processed lumber will be loaded onto the empty wagon. Here's a good place to stop the train. Now that we've taken care of one way bill, we need to complete another. Highland Pulp Mill has requested an order of wood chips. However, we cannot use these wagons to transport wood chips, so we need to find a different type of rolling stock to complete the order. We could decouple these wagons and go search it with our locomotive, but there's another locomotive near a consist of wood chip gondolas, which you can use instead. As you only have the single driver available, you will need this driver in the other locomotive. To remove a driver from a locomotive, right-click the mouse button on the driver icon and ask him to get off the train. You will notice that the small locomotive icon under the driver icon will disappear. If you look inside the train cab, you will also see he is no longer there. We'll play with that a bit. If I can get it good. Okay, see how he's in the cab? Right click, get off. Next, click on the Find Game Options button. Notice how he's no longer there? Next, click on the Find Object button in the game menu in the top left of the screen, the question mark. This brings up the Find Object dialog box. Alternatively, you can press Ctrl and F. This search tool allows you to locate objects on the map quickly. Click the box next to Type and select Vehicle. Select the GP38-2 Canadian National and click the green tick. The view will change its focus to the locomotive. If necessary, rotate the camera to bring the locomotive into view. Left click on the locomotive to focus the camera on this locomotive. So here we go. All, industry, scenery, trackside, vehicles. Okay, I'm guessing that is the locomotive we were just in. That's the one we need to find. You will then need to transfer the driver to this locomotive. Click the right mouse button on the driver icon and ask him to move to train. You will see that the mouse icon has changed to a crosshair. Move the crosshair over the GP38-2 Canadian National. Click the left mouse button to allocate the driver. You will see him appear in the cab and in the locomotive icon. Okay, so I have the cab in view. Then I ask him to move to train. See how he's in the locomotive now? Before this locomotive goes anywhere, you will need to rotate the turntable. This one operates in a similar fashion to the first turntable at the start of this tutorial. Negotiate the turntable and bring the train out onto the sidings shown below. Okay. 2, 3. Lights. Rotate. Wood chip gondolas. You now need to couple the locomotive to the wood chip gondolas just ahead on your left. Navigate the locomotive through the yard and couple up with the wood chip gondolas. I'll switch to free roaming view, back the locomotive. There they are right there. Now that the locomotive is coupled to the gondolas, the train can be used to collect wood chips from the lumber plant to deliver to the pulp mill. But instead of doing it manually, we're going to give the driver instructions to carry out the task for you. Okay, drive to JB's lumbering plant, wood chips picker. You can automate the driving to and interacting with industries. This is done using driver commands. Click the right mouse button on the driver icon and move the cursor over Drive To. Select JB's lumbering plant and finally wood chips picker. You will now see the lumber plant industry icon appear in the command queue, and the locomotive will start to carry out this command. Wood chips picker. You are also able to instruct the driver to complete a task once he arrives at the destination. Click the right mouse button on the driver icon and select the load command. You will now see that there is a load icon appearing after the lumber plant icon, forming a command queue. Load. The consist will now drive itself to the lumber plant and load the gondolas with wood chips. Add another command to the train to drive to the wood chip drop-off location at Highland Pulp Mill. Highland Pulp Mill. Add the command to unload. The driver will take the train to the lumber mill and load up with wood chips. After loading is complete, he will then drive to the pulp mill and unload. Your command queue should now look like this. Well, when a driver is carrying out commands, they will automatically obey any speed limit signals and change switches as required. Once a command has been completed, it is removed from the queue. When a driver is carrying, now sit back, relax, and watch the driver perform the commands you've given. We're gonna ride here from the back. Tutorial completed. Congratulations, you've completed Tutorial 5. Proceed to Tutorial 6 in the City and Country USA 2 route when you are ready. Well, that's about it.